What's going on, guys? I'm back. Wondering where I've been for a good while now. Well, I got an answer to that, and move in a little bit. I got an answer to that, and um, it was a combination of two things. And honestly, this is something that I've been considering and I've been thinking about for a while. And when I say that, I don't mean that I just rolled out of bed and I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore." Like I put serious thought and consideration into this for like a couple of weeks, for like over a month. I've been considering this. So the reason that I've been absent is because prior to that video where I heckled every MLB team, which I had a lot of fun doing. But the reason that I was absent up until that was the video that I put before that, where I made the video about about the Steelers getting Aaron Rodgers. Um, I was actually yelling so loud in that video, and I was pretty mad in that video, to put it politely. But I was actually yelling so loud in that video that a couple days later I actually got laryngitis. And I know it may not sound like I'm very loud in that video, but that's because when I was editing it, I actually had to lower the audio gain in Premiere because I was yelling so loud, you know? So I got laryngitis from that, and that took me out of commission for like a few weeks. And I was worried that it would actually go chronic, but it, it went away. I got medication for it, and honestly, I'm very lucky, quite frankly, that that's all I got from it, because it'd be pretty embarrassing that when my wedding day comes, I'm not able to speak clearly, you know? So that's the first thing. And then the second thing was, while I was out of commission, I was really thinking, like, is it even worth it anymore? Because I started having these thoughts about YouTube, about my channel, about the way my channel structured. I don't know, probably since like middle of last year, like right around this time last year, actually. Almost every time I make a Steeler, Pirate, or Penguin video, it's basically just the same video worded differently. And it's usually the same structure. Like one of them will do something stupid, they'll lose in inexcusable fashion. They get blown out. They lose to a team they don't have any business losing to. They're on a bad losing skid. Like, you get it. It's just the same thing worded differently every video, and I find myself yelling about it, and that and me getting laryngitis from that Aaron Rodgers video, it was a wake up call to me, because I was like, you know what? I can't do this. I can't keep doing this, because if I do it, I'm going to end up damaging myself even further, and it's going to be the most embarrassing explanation of my life. So, while I was thinking and considering leaving YouTube altogether, I knew one thing for sure was that I couldn't yell how I used to, you know? So that was a given. But then I realized and thought and came to the conclusion that I want this channel to be how I originally intended it on being. Because when I first started YouTube, or when I first started making content on YouTube back in September of 2016, can't believe it's already been that long, but yeah, when I first started out on YouTube, I actually intended on my channel to be an all sports talk channel, you know? And then I ran into Renegade 412. Massive shout out to him. One of my favorite YouTubers. I hope that someday he's able to step up to the mic again. But I ran into his channel and I saw him trash talking the Cincinnati Bengals because the Steelers were playing the Bengals that week of the season. And I'm like, I think that's what I want my channel to be. And for like a solid 4 or 5 years, I was in what's called the TTC Trash Talk Circle, and basically it's you trash talk your opponent every week of the season. You win, you get to diss him again, or you get to show respect depending on who you play. You lose, you have to crow up, and you gotta say that you were wrong, basically. And I had a lot of fun with that. But after a while, it got old and stale, and I dropped out of it. And I've been out of it for like 4 or 5 years now. You know, I just wasn't having fun in it anymore. You know, and from that point on, I decided that my channel would just be me talking about my teams. But then, like I said, I started to notice repetition with my videos. Like how it was just the same video, just worded and packaged differently, Which got me into thinking that 2024 was going to be do or die or make or break for my teams. And to say that they failed was a big understatement. You know, um, Bucks got off to another hot start, imploded, bought at the deadline, 10-game losing streak in August, inexplicable blown lead against the Cubs, rebuilds a failure. Steelers are 10-3 to start off the year, end the season off on a 5-game losing streak, asses kicked in the playoffs. Penguins still don't have a clear direction of what they're doing, you know. So, like, you see what I mean? Every video is just the same thing. And I want to get to what I intended on my channel to be. Now, that being said, it's going to be difficult to do because there's just so much outside of YouTube. And these aren't bad things that are going on outside of YouTube. These are all great things that are going on outside of YouTube, actually. There's a lot of stuff that are just more important than it, I'm getting married in a month and a half. And even covering the Steelers, well, you're not going to get that from me this year. I have a very slim to none chance at it because week one is my wedding day, and then weeks two and three, I'm on my honeymoon, which means week four would probably be the most plausible way for me to start the season. But even then, that's up for grabs because the Steelers are in Ireland that week. And as much as I would love to wake up to watch my team play, guess what else I want to do Sunday morning? Get my workout in, you know? Update my pick'em tournament. That's what I want to do. And you see, that's another thing too. Like every recap and every preview that I made with the Steelers, you guys may not think it, but I actually had to cram those in. You know, I had to cram it in, open up time slots on Thursday and Sunday afternoon because I thought they were time sensitive when they really weren't time sensitive. So that's another thing. Like if you want Steeler previews, or if you want Steeler recaps, you can go to DK Pittsburgh Sports for that. You can go to Steel Twins for that. You can go to Steeler Chat Nation for that. They all do they all do that better than I do it, in my opinion. And really, it's not even close. Like it's kind of like it's kind of like comparing which Italian food place is better, Dino's or Olive Garden, you know. But yeah, they all do that better. So there's that right there. And I think the reason why people liked seeing me rant and they liked seeing me get mad and get pissed off is because I was kind of like narrating their thoughts, and I was saying what they weren't able to say or what they couldn't be able to say, you know. But now I basically just lost my ability to do that because I am not going to risk damaging my vocal cords permanently because of that, you know. Um, but I do have a backup plan for what I want to do. I want this to be a sports channel. I want to broaden my horizons and step outside the boundaries of what this channel is, attract new subscribers and attract new people to this channel, and just talk sports in general. Because like, if in case you haven't noticed, like I don't have my green screen in the background right now, you know. You can see some boxes in the background right there, because you know, another thing is that when I get married, me and my wife to be, we are getting out of here, and we are going to be settling down in a house. And we agreed that we could get a room for me so I can make my content. But even then, that might be a hassle, because it depends if I can fit my computer down there, if I can get a TV hooked up down there, if I can get the router for the Wi-Fi hooked up there. It's all about what I'm able to do. And I'm not able to do every Steeler game this year for that simple reason. If I don't make a recap, I don't make a preview. If I don't make a preview, I don't make a recap. You know what I mean? So that's just what I want to do. I want this to be a sports channel. And like, I got a lot of things lined up with what I want to do, with videos I want to make. Like, I want to do for some reason I always get my best ideas at work, you know. I want to make a I have like every MLB team's worst season in my opinion, every NFL team's most unexpected blowout. Like, I have fresh ideas that I've been wanting to do. And this is something that I've been considering for a long time. And now I've made the decision that it's going to be the case. So, and any way you look at it, look, guys, like, you know, I've covered my teams for a solid half decade. And if you even want to go back to the days of the TTC, I've given it almost a decade of that. I think that's enough. It's time to get to how this channel was intended to be, you know. And I realized all along that I kind of was doing what I intended my channel on being, because I make weekly picks for my tournament every NFL season. I make NFL season predictions. I make baseball season predictions. But am I consistent with those types of videos? No. Consistency is the key. And if I'm able to find consistent timing with it, then it's going to be more plausible. And then people are going to start taking this channel a bit more seriously. And that's what I want this to be. So, yeah, just explaining a bit about what's been up and what I intend on this channel being. You know, it all comes down to having fun, you know, because really, my teams just don't make it fun for me to do. But when I talk sports and I just drop insight and knowledge on sports, that makes it fun, you know? So there you go. That's what I've been up to. That's the case with the channel. And I hope to see you in the next one.